So, hey guys, how did you like the movie? Yeah? So this is just a simple example of how you can use AI and not let it overtake your job, right? So this video is completely dedicated to those people who are at this moment completely paranoid that whether AI would take up, maybe now, maybe in the future, would make MBA obsolete, right? So let's quickly talk about this. My name is Amit Surana. I am your DILR faculty, but this time I am here to give you just a little bit of idea on how the future would look like and what exactly is happening. Yes, let's talk about the AI disruption. Let's talk about some numbers here, right? Traditional MBA roles that are at risk is at 85%, and tasks that AI can automate at this stage is at least 70%, right? And we are talking about till date, whatever tools have come up and how many tasks can be automated using those tools, and companies that are adopting AI tools is at a massive 92%. Now at this stage you'd be wondering, is this going to eat up my job? Will I not have a job, or will my MBA degree have no value at all in the future? Maybe 3 years down the line, maybe after you're done with your MBA, would it have no value at all? So that's what we are here to talk about. First, let's talk about where AI actually outperforms human MBA graduates. Yes. Number one, data processing at scale. When there's a huge amount of data and it needs to be processed, doing that as humanly as possible, right? Done by a human would take a lot of time, a lot of energy, and there are a lot of scopes for error as well. And that's where these tools come into play. Pattern recognition. Yes, most pattern recognition softwares that we've seen over the years, these tools that we've seen over the years, have now massively became more efficient as we move, right? With an accuracy rate of 99.2%. Number three, financial forecasting. Yes, around 23% more accurate now it has become because of AI driven forecasting models. Yes. Then we are looking at 24/7 availability. Obviously, that's not something that can be expected from a human, right? An employee will not be available 24/7. There would be sick days, there would be shift timings, there would be other factors that need to be considered. And consistency in analysis. Obviously, a tool obviously has only one task in hand and it will be consistent throughout, and there is hardly any inconsistency with the result that it provides. Yes, so 100% consistency we can see, and obviously more cost efficient. It's about 60% less in terms of the operational cost. Now these are the reasons why most organizations, most companies are now preferring to shift to using AI tools rather than bringing in employees who would do that, right? Now, does this mean that it has replaced the jobs? Does this mean that we no longer have a seat at the table? Do humans no longer have a seat at the table? Obviously not. Now understand one thing, that this revolution that AI is bringing is actually not as big as maybe when electricity was brought in, or when internet was brought in, or when a personal computer was brought in. This is not as big as those revolutions, and despite those revolutions, people still exist, people still have jobs. So the only thing that it will be doing is the more mundane tasks, the more tiring tasks, the more data driven tasks, those will be occupied by these tools. But then that is where actual humans will have more time for their creativity, will have more time to bring in what we call the emotional intelligence, right? What AI can handle, like we said, data collection and processing, pattern recognition and trend analysis, report generation and documentation, predictive modeling and forecasting, and routine administrative tasks, right? All of these mundane tasks, all of these dead tasks which normally requires no creativity, normally requires no intervention of a human being, right? Most of these any which ways were being done by tools only. Nobody was collecting data by hand, nobody was going to do analysis by hand. We were any which ways using models only, right? We were any which ways using tools like Python and all, right? Now all we are going to do is, instead of manually doing some task, that's going to be automated. That's the only difference that is going to make. But this is where an MBA actually focus on, and this is what you will bring to the table there. Number one, strategic thinking. This, at least till date, we've not got any such tools that could do the strategic thinking, right? Making decisions based on so many constraints that are available, keeping all of these under in mind, and then taking those decisions. Leadership, obviously. Stakeholder management. You know that when you are, say, you have major stakes at a particular task, right? You know that your job depends upon it, or you are actually very invested in that particular task at hand. The way you handle that task is going to be much more efficient, much more with efforts than a tool would do. And complex decision making, like I said, taking into consideration most constraints where you have so many things happening at once, right? Only a human can actually do that, and this is what an MBA actually trains you on. What we think normally is what an MBA trains you on are basic principles of marketing, basic conditions there, a few theory here, a few calculations there. Not really, no, right? What you learn there is, apart from these, right, the most important part is emotional intelligence. When you go there, when you sit with your peers, when you learn from them also, when you impart knowledge as well, when knowledge sharing actually happens, that's when people grow, that's when people learn. And this is something, people sitting in a 4x4 room may not be able to do that, right? That's why even till date, your offline MBAs, right, your full-time in-campus MBAs are still impactful, are still effective than your online MBAs, because there you're not simply just learning how to think, but you're actually trying it out on people. You have the network there, you know people there, you get to know people, you get to know your peers, you get to know your professors, your lecturers, the guest lecturers that come in, you get on the ground and do the work, right? That takes up a lot of efforts, and that is where you learn. And this is why it is not going to still get replaced by a tool at all. So at this stage, what we think is, it is MBA versus AI. But honestly, that's not the fact, right? What we need to understand is, over the years, we have noticed this, that it is not just a tool versus a human being, right? It has always worked in synchronization. Yes. A human being without any technological advancement cannot move ahead, cannot progress, because they have to apply it, right? When computers started, or let's take a simple example of a calculator, right? When calculator was brought into the picture, human calculations reduced, right? Manual calculations automatically reduced. Does it mean it has dummified people? Have people become more, idiot, as they call? Obviously not, right? People were now able to put those brain cells, that energy, to doing something more impactful, to doing something on a bigger picture level, right? So this is what it is going to do. Yeah, instead of putting it on paper and pen, or instead of manually sitting and typing up a code, or instead of manually sitting up and sitting and making, say, Excel sheets, long Excel sheets, what you end up doing is, you know what the task is at hand, you just tell the tool what to do, the tool is going to do the grunt work for you. What you have to do is, you have to make sure that you check it, you test it, you try it under different circumstances, and then you verify it. That way, the actual grunt work that is done by the system, you no longer have to do that. That means now you will have time to do something more on the front end, right? So that's where these tools come with. The power combination together, MBA and AI creates an unmatched business value that neither can achieve alone. And this is basically what most companies need, most organizations need. Even if you're someone who's planning on doing something on your own, you can't do it alone with just the power of people, or you can't do it alone just the power of technology. You need a good sync of both, right? And this is what this video is all about. You'd be able to take faster decisions, 3 times faster decisions, 60% cost reduction, 99% data accuracy, and 10 times more productivity. That means, despite it does not mean that the jobs are going to die, just that the roles are going to change a little bit, right? The jobs will not become obsolete, the responsibilities might become obsolete. That means now you have to have an upper hand there. You have to make sure that you learn these tools, you know how to operate at this, you need to know what the prompt should be, you need to know how to embed a particular tool into your website or into your day-to-day task, right? And this is where you are going to stand apart from the other people there, right? So now what we are going to do is we are going to quickly talk about some AI tools in different MBA backgrounds that you can learn, you can try and use, and you can get to know what you can do with these, and then make yourselves more upgraded, right? An upgraded version of yourself. So if you are planning on doing, say, MBA in finance, then these are the tools that you should be comfortable with, right? So I'll just move outside of the screen. I'll just let you have a look at this particular part. You can maybe take a screenshot of it, or if you want, I can provide this PDF as well. Just go through these, understand how these work, right? Some of them might be paid, some of them might be free. So just have a hand at it, learn more about it. The more you learn about it, that's where your profile automatically gets upgraded. Now, moving on to AI tools for marketing MBA professionals, here they are. Yes, some of these tools I myself have used them. Some of these tools I've used them myself, and I've understood that what people think AI is just the surface level, right? When you look at GPT, or when you look at Gemini, or when you look at Claude, or you look at Grok, you're only looking at the surface of it. You've not even understood the amount of task it can handle. Yes, right from, I'll give you a simple example. This entire deck was created by an AI tool, right? Now, did that make me dumber? I hope not. Yes, but then it gave me time to do some other tasks. It gave me time to come up with a good presentation. It gave me time, and it gave me the flexibility to change things around. Yes. Moving on to AI tools for operational professionals, you can have a look at this. Yes, these are used by professionals who are into operations. So if you already learn these tasks, right, if you already learn these tools, that will definitely give you an upper hand when you go for the placements, right? Or even if you are now planning on doing, an MBA, or if you've already done, or if you're in the first year of it, start making use of some of these. Yes. And for HR MBA professionals, so most of these tasks, they handle, predicting career paths. It handles automated screening, where you don't have to manually go and, screen resumes and, select or reject people based on some attributes. Interviewer training can be done here, scheduling can be done here, a language pattern analysis can be done here. That way, what happens is, the usual tasks that people spend, right? People spend 30 to 2.5 hours doing interviews. All of these become now obsolete, right? You don't have to sit and do all of that properly manually, but then there will be something that could support your claim, right? So that is what we want at this stage. We don't want complete dependence on these tools, but we want assistance from these tools, right? So that is how you never let a part of a piece of technology overpower, and it has never happened, right? If you're thinking, oh, Terminator is going to happen, people predicted something like Terminator way back. Yes, so don't worry about that, okay? And AI tools for general management and strategy, some of these are here. I've used Notion AI myself. Obviously, ChatGPT and Claude, people use it on a regular basis, even to do some, stupidest tasks to some complicated tasks, everything these can handle. Yes. So, the future belongs not just to MBA, not just to AI. If you are thinking that I'll just do this 2-year course and then everything will work out for me, or I'll just learn these tools and everything will work out for me, you need a good combination of both. And I hope this video helps you understand that a strategic mindset that can be obtained by learning, right? By getting knowledge, by imparting knowledge as well. That is what an MBA is all about. Plus, learning these capabilities, right? Learning these tools, learning how to command over these tools is what would make you unstoppable. Yeah. So this is something that you have to put into the deepest part of your brain. Stop being paranoid around this, and start learning this, start adapting this into your day-to-day life, so that you can clearly see how simple your life actually becomes and how more efficient you can become. Yes. So this is quick quote: the future belongs to those who can leverage AI to amplify their strategic capabilities, not those who fear it. And this is not just for AI, right? This has happened years, since centuries. This has been happening. Every time something new pops up, some new technology pops up, existing people existing in that particular industry actually become paranoid. So instead of learning how to use it, adapting it into your day-to-day life, people start fearing it, people start considering it as an enemy. So it is not an enemy, right? Together. Yeah, yes, we did it. Yeah. So this is just my way of telling you how a good combination of human touch and using any technological tool can actually make you invincible, right? This combination is what makes you invincible, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is my absolute cinema. Anyway, so jokes apart, I hope you understood the whole purpose of this video. I did decide to take a more comedic a take on this, instead of taking it more seriously and scaring you off of it and trying to push you down a well. What I decided to do was give a lighter version of it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, obviously, but at the same time you've understood the purpose of this video, and now you will start learning to use these tools. If you're someone who's already been using some of these tools, make sure you drop them in the comments. Or if you're planning on using some of these tools, drop them in the comment. Let people also know that how important these tools are and how they have helped you. Yeah. So this is me signing off. This is my Telegram group. If you guys have not already joined it, please join it. On this very channel, we do not just strategic videos, but we also do academic videos. So if you can watch us live, we prepare you for CAT and other management entrance tests as well. So I will see you soon in one of the classes. Thank you so much. Cheers everybody. All the best.